Hi class, today we're going to look at a couple of examples on actually using our formula for finding the volume of pyramids. So we've been talking about the relationship between a prism and a pyramid, and we know that a pyramid's volume is 1/3 of a prism's. So if you look in your star chart and you find the volume section, and you look at pyramid, it should be no surprise that our formula looks a lot like the volume of a prism. So we're still going to find big B, which remember stands for area of the base, and then multiply it by the height. But since it's a pyramid, we just need to divide by 3 at the end, since it's only 1/3 of a prism. So, looking at our first example, first thing we always need to do is look at our shape. So I know that this is a triangular pyramid because all of the sides are triangles and the base is a triangle. So go ahead and write triangular pyramid. Which means, remember the name tells me the shape of the base. So if it's a triangular pyramid, my base is a triangle. So this helps me set up which formulas I'm going to need to use. So the shape of the base, remember, tells me what I'm going to need to use to find the area of the base, so big B. So since it's a triangle, to find big B, I've got to find the area of this triangle right here. That's my base. So if I look back at my star chart, I know to find the area of a triangle, I just need to do 1/2 base times height. And then once I get that, I can find the volume of the whole pyramid, and I can use our new formula, volume equals 1/3 area of the base times the height. So let's solve. So I'm always going to find big B first, the area of the base. So I've just got to do base times height of the base triangle, which is 12 and 10, and then divide that by 2. So I know 10 times 12 gives me 120. And then half of 120 is 60. So that's just the big B, that's the area of my base, which is 60 centimeters squared. So now, just like we did with prisms, we're going to go back to our volume formula, 1/3 area of base times the height. So now I know area of base is 60, so I'm just going to plug this in for big B. And then I need to multiply by the height of the whole pyramid, which goes from the base up to the top, and that is 17 centimeters. Okay, so you could go ahead and divide 60 by 3, or we can go ahead and multiply 60 times 17. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Area of the base, which is 60, times the height, which is 17, gives me 1,020. So now, this part would just give us the volume of a prism, area of base times height. But now, since I know I have a pyramid, remember to go from prism to pyramid, we just need to divide by 3 at the end. So you just need to do 1,020 divided by 3, and you get 340 cubic centimeters for the volume. All right, let's try our next pyramid. So looking at this one, I can tell it's a pyramid because the sides are triangles. And if I look at the bottom, my base is a square this time. So the name of my shape is a square pyramid. And the base is a square. So since it's a pyramid and I'm trying to find the volume, I'm going to use my same volume formula, 1/3 area of the base times the height. This time, since my base is a square for big B, remember, square is not on your formula chart, but a square is the same thing as a rectangle, so we're just going to do base times height to get the area of the base. So if I look at my base, which is this part right here, the base and the height are 2 and 2 since it's a square. So I'm going to always start by finding the area of the base. And 2 times 2 gives me 4. It doesn't give us any units, so we'll just leave it as 4. Okay, so now I have the area of my base. I need to use my volume formula to get the whole thing. So I'm just plugging in 4 for big B. And the height of my pyramid going from the base all the way up to the top is 3. So I'm going to go ahead and multiply area of the base times the height, which would give me 12. Now remember, that would be the volume if this was a prism. Since it's a pyramid, we still need to divide by 3. So 12 divided by 3 gives me 4, and so that's my volume also. Okay, so we have used our volume formula to find the volume of both a square pyramid and a triangular pyramid. So flip on the back of your paper. And just like with prisms, we also need to be able to work backwards sometimes. So we might be given the volume and be asked to find the height. So we are given this pyramid right here. If I look at the base, I can tell it's a rectangular pyramid because the bottom is a rectangle. So I'm just going to write that down. And it tells us that the pyramid shown was filled with Egyptian sand that has a volume of 42 cubic inches. So it's telling us the volume right now is 42. And it says what is the height. So if I know it's a pyramid, I know I can use our new formula for volume of a pyramid, 1/3 area of the base times the height. So start with writing that. Now, when I have a formula, I'm always going to ask myself what parts I know, so I can go ahead and plug those into my formula. So I already know that the volume is 42. So then I just need to ask myself, do I know the area of the base or the height of the pyramid? And our height is actually on here for us, and it is not supposed to be there. So we're going to cross it out and pretend like it's not there, and we're going to find it. So pretending like we only know these two numbers, the base and the height of the rectangle, we could use that information to find the area of the base. So let's go ahead and find that. Since the base is a rectangle, we can do base times height, so 4 times 6. Which would give me 24 square inches for the area of my base. So now, if I go back to my original formula, I know to get the volume of the whole pyramid, we had to do 1/3 area of the base times the height. I know that the volume is 42. And now I know the area of the base is 24. The only part we don't know is the height. So I'm going to go ahead and just solve whatever I can. I notice that right here I have 1/3 of 24. Well, I can go ahead and find that by dividing 24 by 3. So 24 divided by 3 gives me 8. So I'm just going to replace this in my formula with 8. And so now I know, once I simplified that to get the volume of the whole pyramid, I would just have to multiply 8 by my height. So my last step to figure out what h is, since I'm going backwards instead of multiplying, I'm going to divide to solve for h. And so 42 divided by 8 gives me a height of 5.25 inches. So that should be the height of the pyramid. Okay, so you are going to try this one on your own. So go ahead and try that, and then you can press play again to see your answer. All right, so just like we did for the first one, you should have started by writing your formula. You know it's a pyramid, so you know to find the volume of the whole thing, which is 405. We had to do area of base times height divided by 3. We know we can go ahead and find the area of the base. We see it's a square. I can just do base times height, so 9 times 9 gives me an area of 81 centimeters squared. So then, just like I did up here, I'm plugging in the parts that I do know into my original formula. I know volume, so V is 405. I know the area of the base now is 81. And so I'm going to simplify the parts that I can. So I went ahead, I divided 81 by 3 to get 27. And so then I know to get the volume of 405, we had to multiply by 27 by whatever the height was. So to go backwards, I divided by 27, and you should get a height of 15 centimeters.